How's it going, everyone? Adam here, bringing you something a little bit different. Today we're going to be combining three of my favourite things: arguing, hitting things with a gavel, and Big J. So, we all know Bounty Breaker. Some people love it, some people hate it, but for a while now it's been getting put forward as a viable option for free players to be able to get certain promo cards, and we're here to see just how viable that is. So, away we go. Right, basic breakdown of Bounty Breaker. You have 4 different types of stages to Bounty Breaker. You got the first stage, which is a guaranteed 100% can't fail stage, where there's 4 prizes available. Then you have the second type of stage, which is every 5 levels you hit a milestone, and it's 3 prizes, no obstacles. Third type of level is the basic one, which takes up the majority of Bounty Breaker, in which you have 1 obstacle and 3 prizes. So this basically means that you have a 75% chance of getting through any of these types of stage. Then you have the final type of stage, the 4th one, which has 2 obstacles. There's only a handful of these throughout the entire run in Bounty Breaker, but you'll have a 50-50 shot at making it through them, so it doesn't sound too bad on the face of it. A lot of the stages are guaranteed. The majority of them is 75% chance, and then there's a handful where it's a 50-50 flip of the coin whether you make it through or not. So why is it that so many people don't make it all the way through without paying credits? In fact, I haven't seen anyone post any video ever going through a single Bounty Breaker without paying credits. I know we have a lot of people on Twitter who say, oh yeah, my cousin's uncle's dog's best mate did it, but there's never any actual proof or evidence of it. Everything else we've got proof of. We've got videos of the puzzler, I've done it. We've got videos of the builder pack, even hitting the big 15k, I've done it. Other people have done it. There's videos on Twitter, there's videos on YouTube, Twitch. It's been done, and it's been recorded that it's been done. So why never Bounty Breaker? So, first thing I'm going to put forward, Exhibit A. The odds. 75% chance, 50% chance, all seems great on the face of it, but it's the fact that you've got to do these accumulatively in a lot of levels in a row that make the odds a little bit more skewed towards Cat Daddy's side. Just how skewed? Let's have a look. So, you actually have, from going beginning to end and making a correct choice every single time, 0.005574396% chance, or a 2,787 in 50 million chance.
Objection!
But Adam, the lottery only has a 1 in 40 million chance of winning, and people win the lottery all the time.
Right, that may be true, but the lottery has a 1 in 40 million chance of winning, and yet, depending on the jackpot, they sell hundreds of millions of tickets, and sometimes only one person wins. So if you're looking at a 1 in 40 million chance with hundreds of millions of participants, then a 2,000 odd chance in 50 million when we don't get that many participation chances, the odds are much more skewed towards us never hitting a full run on Bounty Breaker compared to something like the lottery. So this is based on the numbers of active players that you get in events, because we don't know exactly how many people are playing the game. Those numbers don't get released, but if you look at the leaderboards often enough, you can get an idea for how many active players are actually in the game. So it could be a little bit skewed, but it won't be by much. So if every active player, and there's about 100 to 120,000 of them, played every free attempt of Bounty Breaker, and we average out at about 5 per tier. Sometimes we don't get them in a tier, sometimes we get more in another tier, but 5 attempts per tier, 25 across the season, seems to be about average. So if every player does every attempt, then the cumulative numbers, it'd still take an entire 20 seasons from now for the odds to balance out where someone has a likely chance of even doing a full free run. And that would be without people cashing out early, without people paying credits for it when they lose. Everyone would have to attempt the free run properly at every opportunity that they get, which doesn't happen and it isn't going to happen. So in likelihood of it happening within the next 20 seasons is even unrealistic. But that's the kind of level that you're looking at. It'll be season 27 before realistically we could see someone hitting that level, and even beyond that. It kind of proves the point of the odds are massively skewed towards a free player never being able to obtain it. Because out of all the modes within SuperCard, Bounty Breaker is the most predatory. On the face of it, it seems like an opportunity for a free player to be able to get a card. But what it actually is kind of like a trap. You go through the free run, you hit your first obstacle, maybe within the first 10 to 15. It costs, 50 to 200 credits. So you go in, you continue. You get another run, you get closer to the end, and then it starts hitting you with obstacles. So then you're like, well, I've got this far, I'm so close to it. Okay, I'll pay the 1,500 credit one. Now you're, 1,500 to 2,000 credits into it, and then you hit another obstacle. Well, I can give up, and I've wasted 2,000 credits. Or I can pay again, and then again, and then again. Before you know it, on average, you pay about 6,000 credits, which is about $50, £50. So it's not a cheap card, and then you've got a single of that card. So then you need to do it again. Whereas the other ones like Puzzler doesn't have a retry option, but it has a free opportunity. So realistically, Bounty Breaker, to make it, if it was to be made more free player friendly or less predatory, then you'd have to make it so that you couldn't retry. Once you lose, and that's it. You lose, you get the cards that you've got so far, and you walk away. Because otherwise it is kind of this entrapment with players. Right, so even though Bounty Breaker might not be viable for a free player to hit all the way through, what you should do is, if you hit like the first or the second milestone, just cash out. Walk away with a prize. It might not be a tier pull every time, but it has the potential chance to, like any of those little shiny cards, have a potential chance to be of your tier. So next time you're doing Bounty Breaker, if you're doing free to play and you're not going to put the credits into it, because it will cost you credits, just hit the 5th milestone, hit the 10th milestone if you can, and then just walk away from it. You've got much better odds of getting something and actually achieving something, rather than blindly playing through on something which statistically you're just not going to do. Is there any reason why? So looking at it, and I might be wrong, if you've gotten away, throw it in the comments, but I can't see anything that says, like, I can't see any reason why or how Bounty Breaker is a viable free option for free players. All it does is entraps people who are willing to pay credits for cards, and basically just lies to people, because people aren't going to hit it. Statistically it's possible, but there's not enough attempts made at it to make it viable. This narrative that a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of content creators push about how it's the opportunity for free players, but yet you never see the same content creators hitting it for free. In fact, every time there's a Bounty Breaker, there's a new secret method of how you can make it cheaper for yourself. When it's not, it's just randomized. There's no method to it. There never will be a method to it. There's no reason for a developer to set up a simple card game like that with a pattern. It's just pure randomization. But yeah, so I find a Bounty Breaker guilty of lying to people, and I guess it's less Bounty Breaker, it's more SuperCard in general, and you know, anyone who's been pushing the narrative that this is a viable free player option. But yeah, we find them guilty. Damn. If you've got anything that you want to bring to, I guess, court with me and Big J, then let me know in the comments down below. As always, stay safe, and I'll see you later.